She watched him closely, waiting for the drinks to loosen his inhibitions. When the time was right, she approached him. Olushola, tipsy and vulnerable, leaned on her for support. Bose led him to a quiet room where she seduced him. Abuja, the vibrant capital of Nigeria, was a city where wealth and ambition flowed like the currents of a river. In this city lived Ife, the only child of Mr. and Mrs. Ajayi, one of the wealthiest and most respected families in the region. Ife's life seemed perfect from the outside. Her parents adored her, lavishing her with the best that money could buy: designer clothes, international vacations, and a sprawling mansion in one of Abuja's most prestigious neighborhoods. One evening, as Ife sat in the family garden, watching the hibiscus flowers sway gently in the evening breeze, her mother joined her. "Why do you look so sad, my darling?" Mrs. Ajayi asked, placing a hand on Ife's shoulder. "I just wish I had a brother or sister," Ife confessed. "Someone to talk to share my secrets with." Her mother smiled softly, her eyes filled with love. "Ife, you are everything we ever prayed for. But sometimes life doesn't give us everything we want. That's why you must treasure the friendships you have." Ife took her mother's advice to heart. When she began university, during orientation week, she met Bose, a girl whose beauty and confidence immediately caught her attention. Bose was the daughter of a wealthy businessman, and her polished demeanor spoke of a privileged upbringing. But as Ife got to know her, she discovered that Bose's life was far from ideal. Unlike Ife, who had grown up surrounded by love and harmony, Bose had experienced a childhood of chaos. Her parents had a toxic relationship, constantly fighting and undermining each other. Her siblings, instead of being her allies, were her fiercest competitors, vying for attention and inheritance. Bose rarely spoke about her family, but one evening, as she and Ife shared a plate of suya after a long day of lectures, she opened up. "Ife, you are so lucky," Bose said. Her voice tinged with both admiration and bitterness. "Your parents actually care about you. My house is like a battlefield." Ife reached out and took her hand. "Bose, you are my sister now. My parents love you too, and so do I." From that moment, their friendship deepened. They attended lectures together, studied in the library, and spent weekends exploring Abuja's finest cafes and boutiques. To Ife, Bose was more than a friend. She was the sister she had always longed for. In their third year at university, Ife met Olushola, a charming and ambitious young man who seemed to embody everything she had ever dreamed of in a partner. Olushola was also an only child. This shared experience of solitude created an instant bond between them. Their relationship blossomed quickly, and Ife was happier than ever. She confided in Bose about every detail of her love life, trusting her implicitly. "Shola is so sweet," Ife said one evening as she and Bose walked through the campus. "But there's one funny thing about him. Whenever he drinks, he becomes so clingy. He can't stop holding me and telling me how much he loves me." Bose laughed, but behind her laughter was a growing bitterness. She couldn't understand why Ife's life seemed so perfect, while hers was filled with pain and disappointments. As Ife and Olushola's relationship grew stronger, Bose's envy deepened. She envied Ife's loving parents, her devoted boyfriend, and her seemingly perfect life. When Olushola proposed to Ife during a candle-lit dinner at a luxurious restaurant, it was the final straw. Ife, overjoyed, called Bose immediately to share the news. "He proposed, Bose," she exclaimed, her voice trembling with excitement. "I'm going to be his wife." Bose forced a smile. "That's wonderful, Ife. You deserve all the happiness in the world." But as she hung up the phone, Bose's heart burned with jealousy. "Why should she get everything?" she muttered. "She doesn't deserve it more than I do." Bose began to plot. She remembered Ife's comments about Olushola's behavior when he drank and decided to use it to her advantage. One evening, she orchestrated a chance meeting with Olushola at a mutual friend's party. She watched him closely, waiting for the drinks to loosen his inhibitions. When the time was right, she approached him. "Shola, are you okay?" she asked, her voice filled with feigned concern. "You look like you've had a bit too much to drink." Olushola, tipsy and vulnerable, leaned on her for support. Bose led him to a quiet room, where she seduced him. The next morning, she made sure he woke up to a carefully crafted scene that suggested a consensual encounter. A few weeks later, Bose revealed she was pregnant. When Olushola tried to explain what had happened to Ife, she was devastated. "I trusted you, Shola," she said through tears. "And Bose, you were like a sister to me. How could you do this?" Bose, playing the victim, insisted she had no intention of coming between them, but her actions said otherwise. When Ife ended her argument, Bose pressured Olushola to marry her, threatening to harm herself if he refused. Olushola reluctantly married Bose, but their marriage was far from happy. Bose's manipulative nature soon became apparent. She controlled Olushola's finances, isolated him from his family, and treated his parents with contempt. After Bose was delivered of a baby boy, one evening, as she and Olushola sat in the living room, Olushola mentioned visiting his mother. "She hasn't been feeling well," he said. "I should go and check on her." Bose's face darkened. "Why do you always put her first? This is your family now. She needs to stay out of our business." Olushola felt trapped, but stayed in the marriage for the sake of their son, a boy he adored despite the circumstances of his birth. As time passed, Bose's greed grew insatiable. She began to see Olushola as an obstacle to the wealth and power she craved. One evening, while preparing dinner, she laced his food with a harmful substance, intending to incapacitate him. As Olushola sat at the dining table, their son toddled over and began eating from his father's plate. Bose froze, but before she could stop him, Olushola received an urgent call and left the table. A few hours later, the child began convulsing. Bose and Olushola rushed him to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed poisoning. Despite their best efforts, the boy succumbed to the toxins and gave up the ghost. Olushola was inconsolable, while Bose tried to feign grief, but her guilt began to weigh heavily on her. The police launched an investigation, reviewing the CCTV footage from their home. The video revealed Bose dropping something into Olushola's food. When confronted, she confessed, breaking down under the weight of her guilt. Bose was arrested and prosecuted, leaving Olushola to mourn the loss of his son and reflect on the choices that had led to such tragedy. Meanwhile, Ife slowly rebuilt her life. The betrayal had scarred her, but with the support of her loving parents, she found strength and healing. She focused on her career and surrounded herself with people who valued honesty and loyalty. This tale serves as a cautionary reminder of the dangers of envy, betrayal, and greed. It teaches that true happiness comes from love, honesty, and integrity, not from deception and manipulation. This is the end of the story. Do you think anything could have been done to avert this whole situation, starting from when Ife and Olushola were dating? Tell us what you think in the comment section, and if you have any advice for a young couple or intending couples or people who are dating, please drop it in the comment section. You may be saving someone. Let me also use this opportunity to appreciate all our subscribers. You people know you are the reason we keep coming back with stories. Your support is massive and highly appreciated. Thank you so much. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please could you do us this favor? Kindly click on the subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so you get to know whenever we post a video. This support would mean a lot to us. Thank you all very much. I wish you the best in all you do. Here we are sending our love from Zizy's African Tales to you wherever you're watching from. Please tell us in the comment section what part of the world you're watching from. We would love to know. See you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.